Summer reading is not just for kids. Today we're going to talk about what is in my Mother Culture summer book stack. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Joni and I am the mom behind simplelivingmama.com, where we help moms simplify life, home, and homeschool. And today's video, it's a very special video. It's going to be all about what are my summer reads for my mother's quiet time or my mother culture time this summer. I finally gathered up the books that I want to try to read and get through this summer, and I want to share those with you. Now you're going to notice that I don't have a lot of books. I don't have a lengthy book list that I am planning on getting through. And I'm very intentional about that because I know that if I set the bar way too high, I'm gonna fail and then I'm gonna feel bad about myself. So I don't want to do that, okay? I am choosing books that I know that I will be able to get through in the next couple of months. Some of them are books that I've been working on for quite a while already, and I just haven't finished them. That happens with life. Sometimes different things come up, and my quiet time, my mother culture time, isn't quite as often as I would like for it to be. Now, if you're wondering what I'm even talking about, this whole mother's quiet time, mother culture, all of that, I do have a video all about what that is. I go into detail explaining it, and I show you guys different things that I have in my mother's basket where I keep all of my reading materials and my journaling materials and all of that stuff. Now today I'm strictly talking about books. I'm not going to be talking about the journaling aspect. I'm just going to share my summer reads and some things that I'm really excited about. So why don't we go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with one of my stiff reads, and this is School Education by Charlotte Mason. This is the third volume in her home education series, and this particular book was bought from Simply Charlotte Mason. They have, sometimes they have sales on items that are slightly damaged, and this book was in that sale, so it does have some damage to it, and I went ahead and bought it anyway. I have a lot to go in this book. I am only on chapter 3, and I've had this in my basket for several months. It's not one that I typically reach for when I do sit down for my mother's quiet time, but it is one that I want to read. So this is on my list to get through the summer. I may not even finish it at the end of the summer. That's okay. I'm just going to keep trucking along, and I'm going to make sure that I do take some intentional time to read this a little bit more often. Okay, another stiff book that I am working my way through is Consider This by Karen Glass. This is another one that I've had for quite some time. It's taken me a while to get through it. I am, almost halfway through this book. I really enjoy reading books about educational philosophy, especially the educational philosophy that I am using to educate my children. I definitely consider this like professional development. So choosing books like Consider This, like School Education, I take my job as a home educator very seriously, and these books help me just feel energized, give me some new ideas, and help me make sure that I'm on the right track with homeschooling my kids. So they are in my basket. I've had a very busy homeschool year, so I haven't been able to read nearly as much as I would like, but we are slowing down starting in the month of July, and I am planning to spend a lot more time reading for myself. And of course, the kids have already started. I talked about in my summer homeschool plan series that we were gonna go back to the library after not going for several months because we were sick this winter. Well, we went back last week, and they got all signed up for their summer reading program at the library, and they're checking out tons of books, and they are very motivated by that summer reading program. So that's been nice to see. They've already started reading a ton for that. So that has been good for them. And then it's going to be Mommy's turn to start reading a little bit more as well. So let's talk about a couple of novels that I'm reading, and they are by one of my very favorite authors, Karen Andriola. The first one I'm going to share with you is Pocket Full of Pine Cones. Now, I have had this book for several years. I read it when I first got it several years ago. I haven't read it since then, and I'm wanting to read it again. So I decided to pull it back out. As you can see, I have had it for quite a while. It even has some coffee stains on it because it has been with me, and I did read this entire book when I first purchased it. But I want to read it again. This one is all about nature study. It says on the back, A Teacher's Guide to Nature Study, wrapped in a heartwarming story. So nature study has always been a very, very profound part of our homeschool. And I will say that over this past year, even though I weave it into everything that we do when we get outside, we currently live in the natural state. So there's a lot of nature around us that we can go to. Even though we are in a subdivision right now, there's lots of places that we can go and get out. And I weave it into everything, but I want to be a little bit more intentional about it. And I want to, just refresh my soul and refresh my mind with some wonderful ideas. So I've picked this one back up. I want to read back through it. Now, I have read most of Karen Andriola's books. A Charlotte Mason Companion is one of the very first homeschool books that I ever read, and I absolutely loved that book. As well as Mother Culture. I've shared about that here on the channel as well. This book has a sequel that goes with it. It's called Lessons at Blackberry Inn. I don't have that book yet, so that one is going to be next on my wish list of books to purchase. But I will tell you about the other book that I'm currently reading from her, and it kind of goes along with Pocket Full of Pine Cones because it follows the same family. This is called Michael's Gentle Wife, a family love story. This is her newest novel, and it is so sweet. I've already read quite a bit of it. I'm keeping it on my nightstand, and I'm trying to read at least a chapter a night, sometimes more. She says on the back, a Mother Culture comfort read. Who is Michael's gentle wife? Her name is Carol, and Michael Weaver adores her. A happily married couple in a novel. Imagine that. So if you're a homeschool mom, especially if you're a Charlotte Mason homeschool mom, I think you are going to be able to relate really, really well with the characters in this novel. Like I said, I've already started it. I'm not quite to chapter 10 yet, so there's still a lot that needs to happen for me to really get a good feel for how the novel is going to go. But it's just so far a lovely love story. So you know how typically we read love stories of when two people meet, they fall in love, and then they go through all of this and they live happily ever after. This is sort of like that, happily ever after. So what comes after the marriage? Like I said, so far it's been extremely relatable for me as a mostly Charlotte Mason homeschooling mama. So I highly recommend that you try this. Add this to your book stack or your book basket if you want just a lovely feel-good Mother Culture comfort read. So definitely check out Michael's Gentle Wife. I will say Karen did send me this copy, which was so sweet, and I've been enjoying it immensely. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about that I'm doing to it's kind of like a treat for myself, and it's something that I haven't done in years. So I haven't had a print magazine subscription in years. And one of my favorite YouTubers is Jennifer from the Daily Connoisseur, and that's where I learned about the Victoria magazine. And I love it when she has her videos of when she does her afternoon tea times. She takes time for herself in the afternoons with a cup of tea and a treat and a book. And sometimes you'll spy her reading one of these Victoria magazines. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to subscribe and I'm going to get myself a magazine. Something that I can just look at whenever it comes in. I can have my own little quiet time, which I talk all about here on the channel a lot. And I can just sit and look at the lovely pictures. This one is about France, so there's lots of lovely pictures of French homes in here and different recipes and things like that. It's like a homemaker's dream magazine. Very beautiful, very inspiring. So that is like something that I decided to do for myself this year, and I got my first copy in the mail, and I was so excited to have an afternoon just to sit and look at my magazine. I'm also doing that with my kids this year. I've already subscribed to like a bird watching magazine, and I'm planning to subscribe to Nature's Friend magazine as well for them, just to give them something to look forward to coming in the mail. You know, our society has so digitalized that I think we've gotten away from that a little bit. And there's just something so nostalgic about getting a magazine in the mail and being able to sit down and relax for a little bit with your magazine. So that's my book stack. That is what I have planned for this summer. I'm really excited about it. I've already started several of the books, been enjoying them immensely. Let me know down in the comments, what are you reading this summer? If you've made a video showing your mother culture summer reads, I'd love to check that out as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the accompanying blog post that goes along with this video. Also, I will be talking about A Mother's Quiet Time in the upcoming Homeschool Mom Summer Summit. So I will have information for that down in the description box below if you are watching this in real time. It's June 2025. The Homeschool Mom Summer Summit is coming up very quickly. So I would love for you to join us there as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.